soldier at the battlefield, waiting to hear the voice of my commander. Jesus, if you call my name, I will answer a billion times. Hey! I am a soldier at the battlefield, waiting to hear the voice of my commander. Jesus, if you call my name, I will answer a billion. Who is calling my name? Oh, Jesus is calling my name. Oh, Jesus, if you call my name, I will answer a billion. I am a soldier at the battle, waiting to hear the voice of my commander. Jesus, if you call my name, I will answer a billion. Thank you so much, Creative Arts. Thank you so much. If the commander is calling, will you answer? Okay. So at this point, I think I'm going to invite Sister Mona Lisa.
All right. I hope we are enjoying. Yes? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to introduce our speaker of the day. Okay. So our speaker, his name is Victor Adewi. Mr. V is a Christian and an ambassador of love with a mandate to spread love around the world. And he holds a PhD in information and communication engineering. He serves in various capacities as a researcher, a consultant, an educator, and a social innovator with a goal of adding value to individuals and people groups through social innovation. From a tender age, Victor has been passionate about servant leadership and helping people discover their hidden potentials. Victor likes to consider and develop himself as a backup and support system in the service of God to help strengthen men in fulfilling their divine assignments. He currently serves as pastor in charge at Mosaic Christian Community. Please, a round of applause for our pastor. Victor is happily married to his beautiful wife, friends, and vision partner, Joy Adewoyi. A round of applause. They are the conveners of Love Umbrella Network Ministry, a non-profit organization aimed at raising love ambassadors, building stronger families by the instrumentality of God's word, and spreading love around the world. They are blessed with a baby boy, Eden Oluwalona Adewi, and together they are known as the V's. Victor's ultimate vision is to spread love around the world by teaching the winning principles of love and making the world a better place by capacity building. Okay, so with a standing and clapping innovation, please let's welcome our pastor.
All right, I will just say that we are clapping for God. Let's make it better. All right, please let's have our seats. How many of us are having a good time here today? Do you think it's better than last year's Connect? Yeah. And as people were dancing, every time they are dancing, I see myself doing everything they are doing on the seats. But the issue is if I stand up, I may not be able to do that. How many of us can relate? You know you dance better on your chair. All right. I would like to start by saying I'm so excited today. When we're coming out, I looked at my wife and I said, wow, God finished work. All right. On Valentine, I wanted to go out. I've made the plans already. All right. But then at the last minute, she said because of Eden, our baby boy, that she won't be able to go out. because the boy be pool while we're having a good time. All right. So we have to do indoors thing. All right. But please help me celebrate God's precious gift to me. My best friend, my vision partner. And last year, I believe my time has started. So let me start my counter. I have, I mean,
I don't know where it's speaking this.
on infinity. I guess 40 minutes, right? Okay, so let's say 30 minutes and the last 10 minutes for question and answers, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so last year's event, we were together, all right, but this is, okay, we're not pregnant yet, all right. We did the whole thing together, all right. I was a pregnant man. I felt like a pregnant man, all right. I really want to thank God for the grace that He has given to her and to us to go through the journey, all right. Please let me celebrate her once again, one more time. Just celebrate her, and celebrate all the women here. If you have a woman at your table, tell her you are amazing. All right. Sometimes I just feel like calling. Sometimes I feel like calling my mom. All right. Sometimes I feel like calling my mom. All right. Every time I see the way my wife carries the boy in the night, she's like dozing and the boy is crying. He doesn't care. All right. Whether you have slept or not, if you want to eat at any time, whether it's 2 a.m., 3 a.m., he cries, and as until he gets what he wants, he doesn't stop crying. All right. Then I kind of imagine that. So this is the process that we all went through, right? And our parents must have been there for us, all right, our mother especially. So it gives me a special appreciation, all right, to my wife and to the women, all right, that are preparing for that journey or that have already gone that journey. Please, one more time, celebrate them. All right, and of course, if you see anywhere you see a child, whether a boy or a girl, there must have been a man responsible for that. The woman cannot do the journey on their own. All right, so we celebrate and honor the man. It takes a lot of boldness, a lot of faith, a lot of confidence. All right, to be a man. All right, and sometimes women take it for granted, but we forgive you. All right, please celebrate all the men on your table. Say you are amazing. And the truth is, a lot of times people don't get to hear these things, right? It is only in functions like this that you get to hear it. I mean, people may be in a relationship, but they've never, ever heard, their partner look at them and say with sincerity, "You are amazing." I could say, all right. Well, they say sweet words, all right, but sometimes those sweet words are like, "I love you, I love you too. I miss you, I miss you too." But not something that is just provoked out of a deep thoughtfulness about the person's personality, the person's attribute, the person's character, and you look at the person and you tell the person, "You are amazing." All right. So the, you may want to look like, so why is this? I know my PPT. Oh my goodness. Now I'm not following my PPT. All right, but I will just flow because the time is short anyway. All right. So you may want to wonder that. So why is this? Why? What is responsible for this? All right. In relationship, you get to meet people. All right, that they look amazing on the outside. All right, but the closer you get to meet them, all right, you see that there are a whole lot of things that is going on within their lives. All right, and sometimes this thing is like book. People are like books. All right, when you see the book, they say don't judge a book by its cover. When you see the book on the outside, there's something else that you see. But as you are opening it, you are getting to see layers and layers of discovery about them. All right. Now, these layers of discovery, there are a lot of things responsible for it. All right. Some of them have to do with parenting. Some of them have to do with past experiences, memories of failure, memories of fear, experiences that have built up in their lives. And sometimes they may not even know that these things are there until life shows up and certain situation triggers those things. All right. So as I'm getting started today, so we can go to the first slide. I'll just try to do a very quick thing today. So I'll be talking about the what, the why, the how. I decided that this seems to be the easiest way to get a productive conversation, all right? We talk about the words, so the person has definition. We have mutual understanding, and in relationship, we also always encourage people ensure you have mutual understanding because we come from different cultures. In fact, there are a lot of differences. We have gender differences. So if I say I need something now, it may mean something else to my wife because of our gender differences, right? So usually we encourage people to have mutual understanding about things. And the only way you can have that is by having same definition of words. So if I say financial success, for instance, you may want to ask that what does success mean to you, right? You may be surprised that success to that person may mean winning Champions League, right? Another person, success may mean maybe just finishing with the first class. While some other person, have you seen times where people write an exam and someone scores 40 and the person is excited and another person scores 98 and is crying? So why? Who is more successful? Right? But they have different definitions of success, right? So we're talking about what healthy relationship means, what brokenness means to be broken, all right? And when I'm done, I hope we all still be inspired. But most likely, one thing that I anticipate, not anticipate, but one thing that is likely is that, or one thing I desire to see is for us to first of all see our personal brokenness and understand that almost everyone is broken. All right. And beyond that, now understand what to do when you meet someone that is broken. All right. That it is not to take advantage of that person. All right. But to have compassion on that person and set necessary boundaries so that you don't get yourself hurt. All right. Then we talk about why. Why are we having this conversation? Why is it important? How does it affect your life? How does it affect your relationship? Right? You see, I know we all have reasons for getting married, for being in a relationship, but most likely, one of the things that you want is to get better and to feel better. All right, but a lot of time you can't have the two. You can't get better and feel better because most times the things that make you feel better, all right, they don't necessarily make you get better. All right. So one of my friends will say that the purpose of marriage is not to make you feel happy, and that didn't sink in until I get married. All right. And my wife, we have some conversations, and I know these are things I'm supposed to do, but because I don't feel like doing it, and God is so good that sometimes probably we are going. I'm about to make a decision, and she will tell me that this is not the way to go, and because I'm the man, all right, I decide to go that way. And at the end of the day, I got my foot burnt. I will now be hiding the foot and pretending there was nothing. All right, I will still come back and do what she wanted me to do. All right, but along the way, I've come to the place to understand that there is actually a lot of wisdom that God has deposited in people. All right, but again, it is hidden beyond layers like a book. You have to know how to get there. So we are looking beyond brokenness of people to see the treasures that are hidden in people. All right, say there's a treasure hidden in me. And so the last thing we're talking about is how. Uh, all right. So the last thing we'll be talking about is the how. All right. How do we achieve, healthy relationship in a broken world? Then we talk about why relationships briefly. What is a healthy relationship? Why people have unhealthy relationships? How to build healthy relationships? So we can go to the next slide. Then I also want to. There's a story I heard recently. While preparing for this. All right. A guy was on he was on a tree. He was falling off from a tree. All right. And he was now holding on to a very small branch of the tree and about to, fall off totally. Then he was scared, so he cried out, "Is anybody out there? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody help me?" Then God answered. He said, "I'm here. What do you need?" He said, "Can you help me?" So God told him, "Okay, let's go." The guy looked at the ground. The ground was miles away, and he was scared. He said, "Is there anybody else out there?" So obviously, he was not ready to let go. And you see, that's what is happening a lot of time to us. All right, we know the things that we need to do to get better. We know the things that we need to do, all right, to move our life to the next level. But because of fear, or because of what people will say, because of how it makes us feel, we refuse to make those decisions. So one of my goals today is to cut the branch, all right, from people that are still holding on to the branches that are stopping them from, building healthy relationships. I will bring my saw and cut it within the next 10 minutes. Say amen. All right. So we can go to the next slide. So we're talking about what is a healthy relationship. Now, I thought this topic was very easy to handle until I asked myself, so what is a healthy relationship? All right, then I realized, thank you so much. I realized that there's no one way answer to it. All right, so that I can have time to drink my water, I'm going to ask people that, so what is a healthy relationship? What do you think a healthy relationship is? Who wants to help me? Where are the debaters? All right, in this kind of thing, people hardly raise their hand. I wonder why. All right, you want to help us? What would you say a healthy relationship is?
I think healthy relationship is when both of you respect each other, respect each other's dreams, respect each other's goals they want to achieve in life, and always when people love each other.
Wow, please can we celebrate her? I love that answer. All right, the next one is coming in. Sorry. Well, she said that a healthy relationship is a relationship where there's mutual respect, right? Where they respect each other. Ah, that is powerful. That's profound. Please, if you're in a relationship where there's no respect, all right, where there's no respect for you, where there's no respect for your vision, where there's no respect for your future, then that is not a healthy relationship. All right, so we need one more answer here. I think there was a debater here. I know the person, but I will see whether the person will talk. Okay, all right, you can give it.
Okay. For me, I feel a healthy relationship is one where two people are able to communicate, like they're able to relate well. They're able to communicate whenever they have issues. They're able to communicate. So, a healthy relationship should be two people should be open to each other. They should be able to understand each other, know what the other person wants. I think when two people understand each other, it would be easier for them to relate well, and be able to help build one another. Since, like, when two people come together, you're supposed to help build the other person. So when you fully understand each other, it would be very easy for you to build the other person. Of course, there should be love between them. The two people willing to be in that relationship for it to be healthy and, yeah, a happy relationship.
All right, thank you. Let's celebrate her one more time. All right, she said something very important. All right, that is something that I'm constantly learning. All right, and that is the place of communication. All right, a healthy relationship is that relationship where there is open communication. The other person has freedom to say what is in their mind without fear of judgment. And again, this sounds easy, but if they assess many relationships here, maybe it's absent. And I'll tell you why. The reason is a lot of times we have built up structures around ourselves that makes us control other people without knowing. So you see immediately someone wants to have a conversation, they feel attacked. So at the end of the day, the point the person is trying to make is no longer valid. It is now the other person protecting himself. That, oh, sorry, no, I'm sorry. The other person was trying to make a point, right? So communication is one of the ways we know a relationship that is. And the reason why this happens many times, all right, is because of brokenness. There are hurts that people are carrying along with them that you don't know about. So if you say somebody should stand up here, right? Within that person, the person may look well, may dress well, may even have high grades, all right? But I love these flowers here because I like to use flowers to depict our life, all right? Like a garden. So every one of us, we are like a garden, and we have, let's say, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. And we have, let's say, about 8 aspects of our life that people don't see. So it's situations, that trigger those things. So you may think somebody is doing well until something happens to them and affect their emotions. All right, then you realize that there's a whole lot of things going on within this person. All right, sometimes it may be their social life, sometimes it may be their career, sometimes it may be their spiritual life, sometimes it might be their financial life, sometimes it may be what else? Yes.
That one.
All right, so there are a whole lot of things. All right, I'll just summarize them in 3 aspects. There's a spirit, there's a soul, and there's the body. All right, and before I go on, I want to give a test. All right. If you have, okay, sorry. Before you can have a healthy relationship, you yourself have to be healthy. It takes a healthy person to have a healthy relationship. All right, because you remember COVID time, right? Why were they quarantining people? So that they won't spread it, right? So before you are saying that I want to have a healthy relationship with this person, all right, be sure first of all that. So what does it mean to be healthy? All right, this has nothing to do with medical health. It has way more to do with the things that are happening within you. All right. So to be healthy, to be a healthy person, I would say that it means uh, to be sound, to be well emotionally, to be well physically, and to be well, to be built up, spirit, soul, and body. This does not mean maybe you have at a particular height, but it means you are not insecure. And again, many people that are not healthy, they are broken without knowing. And what breaks them? All right, so I'm moving so fast now, but let me just read. Only an healthy person can build a healthy relationship. You are responsible for your health and the health of your relationship. I know many times we are saying that it takes 2 people to have a healthy relationship, but I want to tell you that that's not true. All right. You can determine by setting boundaries what is safe for you in a relationship. Okay, so let me ask this question. Is a gun good? Is gun good?
Sometimes.
It's good. Is gun good?
The gun. Sometimes.
It depends, right? So in the hand of a terrorist, the gun is a bad weapon, right? But in the hands of our aviators, where are the aviators? Celebrate the aviators. I mean the good aviators. All right, but all our aviators are good aviators. But in the hands of people that have been authorized to protect, the gun is a good thing. All right, so what determines whether something is healthy or not, all right, is the safety of that thing around a secured boundary. So you may be in a relationship with someone that is bad, all right, but you have built structures to ensure that that person's bad attitude, not you now, to ensure that that person's attitude never encroaches or affects you. All right. And a lot of times, many people have not really met with people that have structures. So, consequently, they think that they can do many things and get away with it. Let's take, for instance, a man that abuses a woman. All right, which is wrong. You know, men are abused by women too, right? There was a joke about a man that is always beating his wife every night. So in the night, they will hear, "I will kill you, I will wound you, I will injure you." So one night, the neighbors are out of pity. They now wanted to go and rescue the man's wife. So when they got there, you know what they saw? They saw the man under the woman. The woman was beating the man. And so that he would protect his ego, he was shouting the opposite. I will beat you today. So the truth is, things are going on. Men are getting abused emotionally, physically in different ways. So it goes both ways. All right. So I'll just go on. Healthy relationship is not necessarily two-way. You can have an healthy relationship with someone while the person can have an unhealthy relationship with you. So because I don't know what is in your mind, right? When you are talking with me, you might have a wrong intention. So I cannot control your thoughts. In fact, one of the rules of relationship is that you don't have the right to control anybody. It is wrong except you are the chief judge. All right. But if you are in a relationship with someone, that person deserves freedom, freedom of expression, freedom of thought, freedom of any kind. If they say, do you know the moment you start restraining people from having freedom, what happens is they say do what they want to do, but without your consent. And that is the worst thing. Because now you have closed every door for having a open conversation. So one day something just happens. You'll be like, what? This thing has been going on in your mind? No. Since since they wanted to talk about it, they wanted to show it, but you never ever gave them that chance to have a open conversation. All right. So if you are in a relationship here or you are planning to be in a relationship, first of all, train yourself to listen to people tell you things that you feel like burning them. All right, but you restrain yourself and allow them to finish. Then even after they finish, you do not judge them. All right. One of the things I'm getting to learn is not to advise people that have not seek me for advice. Because the moment you start advising someone that has not seek me for advice, they already formed a mindset about you, and that determines what they want, what they can say around you. All right. So the way people are quiet, I hope we are still together. So you can define the health status of your relationship by the boundaries you set. So I call this the ABC of relationship, right? The first one, our brother Longcard talked about it, purpose. So there are different kinds of, don't mistake relationship for friendship, right? There are two different things, right? Because you can have a relationship with a stranger. You just meet for a particular period of time. That doesn't mean you are friends. There are people that come into your life sometimes for a season and sometimes for a reason. And one of the things that brings rise to unhealthy relationship is when people have stepped out of their season. And you know that this relationship is something that should have ended, but you are still holding on to it. Even though the purpose has been achieved and there's no purpose for it again. And anything that lacks purpose, all right, the Bible says that where there's no vision, the people perish. In other words, if we bring that into the context of a relationship, any relationship where there's no vision, people are free to do anything they want and they will get away with it. So the reason why sometimes I work all through the night and my wife maybe will be with the baby all through the night, all right? Of course, that's the conversation we are having, all right? But the reason why that is possible is because we have one vision. She understands that whatever it is I am doing where I am, it is for the family, it is for her, it is for the children. And I understand that I can't take granted every minute, every second that she spends with the baby because I know that if she's not doing that, I will have to leave everything I'm doing to do it, right? All right, so the first thing about relationship is purpose. So your purpose defines how close somebody gets to you. So once you see that someone is not going where you are going, then there are certain doors you don't even give them. Right? So the second one now is boundary, ABC. First one is assignment. We are all going to a place. All right. The second one is boundary. Boundary now refers to we have gates. And the good thing about a boundary, this door, we came in through this door, it can also serve as exit. All right. So boundary means people can come into your life and they can also leave your life. There are times where people endure certain treatments, especially when they are not married, and they keep saying that the person will change, the person will change. Now, there are things that are negotiable, but there are also things that are non-negotiable. And the reason why some people endure things like this, all right, that are non-negotiable, maybe the guy is beating, manipulating, lying, and doing all sorts of things, and they keep saying that this person is going to change, this person is going to change. The reason why people do that is, first of all, maybe fear of what happens when this person leaves. Am I going to go back to square one? All right, what will people say? All right. Now, the truth is, for everybody that you give permission to do that, what you are doing is you are also telling them that this is how you can treat me, and I'm good with it. All right. So there are different doors around us, and those doors form boundaries. And we have to be intentional about the people that enter into certain doors. All right, because the way as they enter, they control even more things than you know. They affect your emotions, they affect your spiritual life, they affect your career, they affect your financial life. Because of time, I would have talked about some of the things that relationship does. They say if you want to go far, if you want to go fast, then you go alone. But if you want to go far, then you have to go with others. But it's not just others. You have to go with good people that are going in the same direction that you are going. All right, so for every one of us here, there are visions that are in your heart. There are people that, if you are in their company, they will kill that vision. All right, and there are people that, if you are in their company, you just start having ideas. They are not talking yet, but you are just having great ideas about those things that you want to do. All right, now you are having ideas about the kind of people that you should open certain doors to. All right, and there are people that if you're in their presence, you feel like you have low self-esteem. They fuel your fears. Wow. All right. I just checked my time. So why do people have unhealthy relationship? I've talked about that, but I'll summarize it in 3 points. I call them secondary issues, primary issues, and foundational issues. The secondary issues are the things that are obvious, the ones you can see. All right, things like fear of becoming vulnerable, peer pressure, and emotional issues, insecurity. That's one of the reasons, all right? And people that have that, okay, let me just go to the second. So another reason why people, which is now primary issues, this one has to do with what has happened in the past. All right, I call this the daddy and the mommy issues. All right, now every parent have a responsibility to instill certain confidence in their children. All right, I mean, your child should be able to go anywhere and say that I am loved and I am accepted. If you, for those that read the Bible here, if you remember the temptation of Jesus, he say, if you know you are the Son of God, all right, what you don't know is the reason why you are doubting many of the things you are doubting. The reason why we doubt many of the things we are doubting is because of fears and voidness that has been created in the past, maybe by experiences. All right. Now, this is not to blame your dad or your mom or whoever has been your custodian for any of their activities, right? Because of time, I would have also talked about how they must have done the best within their capacity to give you what they are giving you, no matter how small, no matter how bad it is. You know, as I was saying, the world is broken, and people are living, they are just responding based on what they have gathered together over time. So the last, which I call the foundational issue, all right, is now a lot of time the relationship of people with God. All right. Uh, um, Again, because of time, I remember I started with secondary. Secondary is what people can see. Primary is what people cannot see but has been stored up. And finally is the very, very foundation, which has to do with your image. I cannot give anybody image. I cannot even give my child image. There's an image of the creator that is inside of him. And as long as he's looking at me, yes, I can be zero, but a time has to come where I have to tell him that you have to look beyond me. and become all that you have been made to become. All right. Now, people that are broken, they have gotten to a place where the way they see themselves is already like a virus corrupts a computer, has already been defaulted. So if they close their eyes, you see their self-image is that of abuse. They can't even see themselves in a good relationship. So some of them, you hear things like, I hate marriage. I don't want to get married. Why? Because if they think about marriage, all the images that come to their mind is violence. Right? So what is the solution to this? What is the solution, which is now the how? The first thing is to take responsibility. To take responsibility. I know it sounds hard, but we should never, that's 30 minutes, I have 10 more minutes, but we should never relegate our responsibility to other people. Don't give people the power to control your health. Don't give anybody the power to control your future. Don't give anybody the power to manipulate your destiny. You have to take responsibility. And the time has to come also that you stop blaming the past. I don't care what has happened before, whether you have been violated, you have been abused, you have anything that has happened. All right? But a day has to come where you have to decide that the future is in my control. All right? So and the meaning of that is personal healing. That time comes where you decided that you are going to heal from everything that has happened in the past. Because as long as you don't heal, there was a video I shared some time ago, the law of reflection. As long as you don't heal, what happens? Psychology, they call it what's it now? Reflection. We see the world based on the color of our hearts, right? So if you have been hurt before, what you can see is just hurting people. All right, you just see people that are coming towards you. It's not as if they are coming towards you really, but because you have been hurt, that affects how you are seeing life. All right, so the second thing now is spiritual health. And spiritual health, it's for those that believe again in spirituality. All right, spirit is that part of you that science cannot even explain. All right, spirit is that part of you that you yourself cannot even, but you just know it is there. And I love it so much when I was looking for the definition of health, to be healthy. All right, from the dictionary, and they said that Merriam-Webster, it says to be sound, spiritual, and body. I say, wow, that's good. All right, because we all have that spiritual essence, and what happens many times is it is our spirit that sustains every other aspect of our life. All right, there are about 5 levels of intelligence that we can have. All right, there's intelligent quotients that we are all familiar with. There's emotional quotient, there's social quotient, there's what else? Shama Shama. All right, but the spiritual quotient is what sustains all of them. And spiritual quotient is not just talking about maybe being able to pray, but that confidence you have in the love of your Creator, in the love of God for you. That changes everything. It changes you, entering into a relationship because you are vulnerable, because you are looking to enter into a relationship to receive acceptance. You just know that you are loved, whether somebody accepts you or not, it does not matter. All right, because of time, I will just end it here. All right, and I will say that for those that are interested, there was an exercise that we just finished in Mosaic Christian Community, and that was the 40 days of reinvention. All right. And what happened within those periods is we went through different phases of our lives. All right. With the goal of reinventing a new personality, just like a product that you take into the manufacturing process, and when it comes out is it something different. All right, so some of us, the way we talk, the way we say ourselves has changed. Why? Because we got to connect with our spirit and to know what has been prepared for us. All right, the last thing I want to say is there's something else that's coming up. All right, and that is a 3-month reinvention boot camp where different aspects of our lives will be talked about. This is a conversation that cannot be concluded in 20, 30, 40, even 1 hour is not enough, all right? So within this period, whatever goals you have within the next 3 months, we are inviting you to be a part of the journey, and it's going to be a blessing, all right? So this is where I'm going to end my sharing, or what do we call it? All right. Yeah,
What do we say to Pastor? Huh? Another yell.
God bless you.
Yeah, thank you very much. God bless you, sir. That was so wonderful. All right, so we're going to the next item quickly. If I say I should ask question 9, I'm sure none of you will answer me. So I believe we all have our questions written on the piece of paper right